2019, guys, holy crap, what a year for film it has been. I have lost count of the amount of films that I saw, and making this list was an incredibly difficult task, and somehow I managed to do it. My god, two epic sagas completed their entire journeys, their entire stories this year. We had actors give in career-defining performances that just took my breath away, and diversity in film, I feel, has never been better than ever, and I really, really hope this list reflects that. So here we go, guys, let's jump right in. These are my top 10 films of 2019.
Number 10, Jojo Rabbit, directed by Taika Waititi, a wonderful, as we all know, New Zealand filmmaker and writer and actor. This was an incredible film that I adored. The movie was not what I expected. However, it works in Jojo Rabbit's favour. I adore the fact that as a Jewish man, Taika Waititi was playing Hitler in this film as Jojo's imaginary friend. It's so good. Jojo played excellently by Roman Griffin Davis, Scarlett Johansson, in a now Oscar-nominated performance, which I'm very, very happy she got nominated because she is wonderful in this film, Thomasin McKenzie, and I've never really heard of this actress, but she's brilliant as well and gives a fantastic performance. I didn't think Jojo Rabbit was going to make me cry, and it did. Yeah, I fell in love with this movie, and everyone needs to see it. Number 9 would be Ford versus Ferrari. This film was so well done. James Mangold, who directed Logan, he directed Walk the Line, among other films. He's just brilliant. Matt Damon plays Carroll Shelby. One of Carroll Shelby's friends and former competitors, Ken Miles, played to perfection by Christian Bale, as is no surprise. He teams up with Shelby at Ford to help create this perfect race car that can actually hold up for this 24-hour Le Mans race. Ken Miles does not represent what Ford is, in Henry Ford II's opinion, played by Tracy Letts. He's very good. I enjoyed his performance as well. The way it was shot was just so well done, and I adored the movie quite a lot. It was very, very good. My 8th favorite film is Shazam. Very happy to include this one on my list, and I was not expecting it to be as good as it was. Zachary Levi is just so much fun in the lead role of Shazam / Billy Batson. I really, really also enjoyed Jack Dylan Grazer as Freddie Freeman. Holy cow, this kid is just so good, and he's so funny. His comedic timing is exceptional. He's hysterical. Freddie Freeman, to me, is the standout of this film. Like, he has all the best lines. He's such a good friend, such a good foster brother to Billy, and their relationship, their friendship that blossoms throughout the film is just wonderful to watch, absolutely lovely and charming. Mark Strong plays the villain in this film. He's Dr. Savannah, and I love Mark Strong. I mean, he can't really do anything wrong. So Shazam is definitely worth checking out. Please, if you haven't seen it, go watch it.
Enough games, boy. You think a pack of children can... Wait, what? You will beg for mercy as I feast on your heart. Slow.
Are you making some of my big evil guy speech right now or something? You're like a mile away from me right now. There's cars and trucks.
I will have the world eating out of the palm of my hand.
All I see is mouth moving. I don't hear any...
Only I have the power to unleash...
Oh, whatever, screw it.
My number 7 pick for 2019 is Captain Marvel. Holy cow, finally, Marvel Studios, the MCU, has given us a superhero film led by a woman. Brie Larson has become one of my favorite actresses in recent years. Every time I watch her in something, she She becomes these characters, she embodies them fully, she gives her all, and she's just a natural at it. It turns out the Skrulls are actually the good guys, and one of the best subversions of expectations in the MCU. It was such a joy to see a young Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury before he becomes the jaded director with the eye patch that we all know and love. They nailed the de-aging technology. He literally looks like exactly the same that he did in Jurassic Park in 1993. My favourite thing in the film, though, of course, I'd have to say is Goose the cat. There is so much to love about this film. My number 6 is Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. It's a very well-made full circle of the Skywalker story. What they had to work with, the way they made it work in terms of, J.J. Abrams coming back, in terms of Carrie Fisher no longer being with us. They made everything work. I absolutely adore it. The fact that they bring back Emperor Palpatine, and it turns out he was behind everything all along. Daisy Ridley as Rey is just beautiful. She's such a talented actress. In this film, you find out exactly her origin and why she's as powerful as she is. Anthony Daniels, this is his last appearance as C-3PO, most likely, but he's actually genuinely funny. A lot of the humor in this film comes from him, and it's not just, it's not like, 3PO shut up kind of stuff. It's like legit hilarious. The connection between Rey and between Kylo is one of the best things. This probably actually is the best thing the sequel trilogy has done, and I adore Adam Driver's performance, and it's just a wonderful farewell to the Skywalker saga. Moving on, number 5, The Farewell. This was a film that I was looking forward to seeing, but I had no idea it was going to affect me so much. Awkwafina is a phenomenal actress. She is just stunning. to Nene, the wonderful grandmother. She's just beautiful, played by Shuzhen Zhao. So she's kind of struggling with the fact the whole film that she just wants to tell Nene she's dying, and that she wants to actually just say goodbye properly, instead of having to pretend the whole time. And it's to see her struggle with that is just, we've all lost people we love, and knowing that you're going to lose this person and the person doesn't know, it's just it really makes you feel so many emotions. There's a lot of humor to this film as well, just the family antics and the way they all are. I cried so much at the end of this film. I cried for a long time, but it is brilliant. In number 4, and we have Spiderman Far From Home. I still have to make the joke, the fact that I was far from home when I saw Far From Home the first time. Spiderman Far From Home is the epilogue of the Infinity Saga. So this is an epilogue that deals with what life is like without Tony Stark, especially because of the relationship Tony and Peter had. Quentin Beck, played excellently by Jake Gyllenhaal, deal with the fallout of the decimation. They call it the blip. It's so good and it's so funny. Tom Holland as Spider-Man is just, again, one of the best additions to the MCU in terms of casting. He is fantastic to watch. The entire Iron Man thing is just, it's a shadow that hangs over the film, but in a good way and not in an overbearing way. An excellent Spider-Man film. I think I enjoyed Homecoming more, but Far From Home is quite enjoyable. Number 3 is Marriage Story. Marriage Story just blew me away from start to finish. From the opening scene, I was hooked. Noah Baumbach, who directed this and wrote this, did such a great job of hooking you in. The performances are just astonishing. Both Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson have been nominated for Best Actor and Best Actress, respectively, for their roles here as Charlie and Nicole, and they deserve those nominations so much. The script in this film is so tight, and it's probably my favourite thing about the entire film, maybe aside from the performances. Yeah, there's a really, really strong cast in this film. Tears are rolling down my face just watching his performance, watching him sing this song that was relating to what he was going through in terms of his marriage being over, his divorce being over. One of the best films I've seen in a long time, and I Oh, I love it so much. I really do. This is the film I knew it was my number 2 as soon as I walked out of seeing it, and that is Joker. The best DC film since The Dark Knight. Coincidentally, also featuring the Joker. Joaquin Phoenix is just next level in this as Arthur Fleck. They give Joker a backstory that works for him and works for the world, this version of Gotham that they're bringing, which is dark and gritty. But the way Todd Phillips blends the reality of what's actually happening and then Arthur's fantasy is seamless and effortless. And when the film's done, you just find yourself wondering, did any of this actually happen? Everything about Joker is wonderfully and perfectly executed. It is, for me, a flawless film, and Joaquin is going to win that Oscar. I'm calling it now. It was the first thing I said when I walked out of the cinema, apart from the fact that it was going to be my number 2 film for 2019, was just give him the award now, because that is one of the greatest performances. I'm going to move into honorable mentions now, starting with Always Be My Maybe. Can Keanu slow-mo walk into my life, please? The Dead Don't Die. Hey, Jim Jarmusch, give Zelda Winston the Alien her own movie. Like now. Midsommar. I bet this was Sweden's revenge for all the Swedish chef jokes over the last 40 years. Parasite. Simply mind-blowing. Enough said. Judy. What Rami Malek did with Freddie Mercury, Renee Zellweger does with Judy Garland. Okay, so that means it's now time for my number 1 film of 2019, and that is Avengers Endgame. Because as if it was going to be anything else, the big epic conclusion to the Infinity Saga, to 11 years of storytelling from Marvel Studios, they found a way to simultaneously call back to every kind of great moment over the last 11 years. Robert Downey Jr. is just beyond everything. He gives everything to Tony Stark. He puts his all into this character, and it's just remarkable. My favorite moment of the entire film is seeing Captain America wield Mjolnir. Whew, it's so wonderful and fantastic.
I knew it.
And to hear Steve Rogers say Avengers Assemble and then the charge, one of the most incredible moments of cinema, of blockbuster cinema, of superhero films ever. Period. That's it. Marcus and McFeely, the 2 screenwriters, along with the Russo brothers, just have blessed us truly. But Avengers Endgame, ladies and gentlemen, my favorite film, my number 1 favorite film of 2019.
There they are, movie buffs. Those are my top 10 favorite films of 2019. Let me know what yours are by commenting below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Fred the Alien for more videos just like this one. You can also find me on Soundcloud, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify as one of the hosts of a podcast called Fred and the Monthly at Winifred's. And if you like what you saw and want to know more, check out the Collectible Chaos Cast for my full spoiler-filled thoughts on the 10 movies that I just discussed. I've been Kendall Richardson, and you just experienced Collectible Chaos.